Organizing your essay. When you go to write an essay, you're going to want to first set out developing a basic outline for that essay. That outline will usually follow a consistent pattern. First, selecting a topic and gathering research about the topic, coming up with a central argument or thesis for your paper, and remember, you're always arguing something. Even if it is only a bare-bones research report, you're arguing this is what you should know about this topic and why. You will then outline your argument. The outline should consist of 3 major points. 1, the background needed to understand the subject. 2, your argument itself. And 3, dealing with objections if there are any. Finally, you will restate your argument in a conclusion and demand its acceptance by the reader. When searching for a topic, you will be asking several questions. What is your topic? What are you talking about and why? What is this thing you're talking about? And why should a reader be interested? What is the purpose of this work? Are you arguing that something is interesting and your reader should know more about it? A basic research report? Or are you arguing something is true or not true? Are you arguing certain interpretations of history, or an interpretation of a novel is correct and others are not? Are you arguing that a certain policy should be adopted? Your answer will determine the way your argument will eventually be shaped. Where are you taking your argument? To whom are you taking it to? Who is your audience? What is the context? Here in school, the audience is always easily answered with your teacher and or your classmates. But if you had a different audience, you might use a different tone or a different set of facts. What questions should you be asking about this topic? Before you start your research, you need the answers to the previous questions to know what kind of information will help you fulfill your purpose for your intended audience. We'll be going over the specifics of how to do good research in more detail a little later, but for now, know that when you're doing research, if you want to do a good research paper, you will need multiple sources. If your instructor or teacher asks for 3 resources, you're going to need to find 6 or more, because I can guarantee you'll find the first resources isn't always the one you need. Good research isn't only finding relevant details to use, it's pouring through lots of irrelevant information and discarding it. In research, you'll find information that is outdated, incorrect, and biased. You need to be on the lookout for this kind of information so you can easily get rid of it and not be taken to use it and thus make yourself look foolish. And before anyone asks, no, Wikipedia is not a legitimate source in academic contexts. Crafting your thesis, the central part to any essay. Now that you've done your research, you need to organize it around your central argument, but you need to write your thesis first. If you do your due diligence of research, you'll find that your thesis will have been forming while you were reading your sources, and all you need to do now is to put your thesis on paper and make it sound pretty.